Hello. Happy Chainsaw Tuesday. Hopefully I'll be recording and uploading these a bit earlier into the day. The latest Chainsaw Man chapter came out. This was chapter. You'd think I'd know this off the top of my head. It's almost like I'm doing a review unscripted, which is a mistake. But whatever, I'm doing these for fun. 103. Chapter 103 came out today. Chainsaw Man is now fortnightly. So yeah, I'm going to talk about Chainsaw Man. Um, Fantastic chapter. I mean, I'm a big fan of Chainsaw Man. You can't see it, but I've got a few volumes by my bed there. I've got quite a few on my shelf. I've got all part one. I've got all part one physically. I've read it all multiple times. Yeah, so part two's been amazing so far, and the latest chapter has been incredible. This was yet another winner from Fujimoto. This chapter completely focuses on Denji, completely and utterly, and it is hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. I'm going to actually get some stuff up on my phone while we go through it. So, love the fact that it's focused on Denji's dream, and we get to immediately told from the chapter title that it's focused on Denji's dream, and throughout the chapter, we're getting hints that his dream has not changed from part one, and right at the end, I don't know if I can show this, so I won't risk it. We get confirmation that that's exactly it. His dream has not changed. It's a hilarious chapter, and the whole part of this chapter is pretty much just to say, look, Denji's back. We know you love Asa Mitaka, and I do love Asa Mitaka. We all love Asa Mitaka. Is it Asa? Asa? I think it's Asa. We all love her, and we love the War Devil. But is Denji okay? Is Denji living his best life? What's he up to? So we get to see that yes, he is living his best life. This is him having went through his coming of age in Chainsaw Man Part One. Went through a lot of messed up stuff to get here, but he himself is still a dumbass. He's still an idiot. He's still got one track mind. He's just a bit happier now. He's living a slightly better life. He's killing devils, and it's great. But let's actually go through the chapter. So we open up seeing people wearing Chainsaw Man shirts. There's a Chainsaw Man mascot selling secondhand clothing, and then there's an anti-Chainsaw Man blimp, and then we start to get interviews with people about Chainsaw Man, and we get various different takes. And I really like the structure for this. The structure for this reminds me a lot, actually, more of Fujimoto's one shots, especially Goodbye Eri, as it compared to the structure of Chainsaw Man Part One, which was not necessarily typical shonen, but it was a lot more typical than this. I feel like. Whereas here we get what 4 pages of just pure interviews, and they're just one-off panels with one-off characters giving different takes. Someone who loves Chainsaw Man but thinks maybe too gory for kids. Someone who doesn't like Chainsaw Man but he doesn't really care. Someone who's talking about their class. Someone who sounds like Tari talking about foreigners. There's someone who's genuinely concerned about property damage, which is reasonable. Someone who just thinks Chainsaw Man's cool. A hipster. Someone who's concerned that he eats people, which, to be fair, most devils do. Someone who's just like, oh, I hate devils. Someone who's just, praising him. Someone who's got a crush on him. American propaganda, conspiracy theories, gotta love that. Someone who's just a fan. An old lady saying he's gonna eat the cat. And then, page turn. And Fujimoto is a master of page turns. He's so good at using them for comedy, especially in part two. It's again another thing that he was good at in part one, but I think he worked on during his one shots. And I think that's something that I really love about part two. Is like part two feels like the accumulation of everything he practiced and experimented with in his one shots. Because like I love Chainsaw Man. I love Chainsaw Man Part One. But Look Back is probably my favorite manga ever. Like my favorite manga story, at least. I think it's genuinely a masterpiece of its craft. Anyway, great page turn because you turn and you don't only see an interview with Denji, which made me laugh out loud for a couple minutes when I had a break at work to read this. Oh, a few seconds. I only had a couple minutes to read because I was during a break. Um, yeah, but it's the full page, and he's just going on and on. And he's hyping himself up, and he even starts giving away his number, and he's like, "No, no," and he's a bit disappointed until the crowd start hyping him up, and then we get two pages that are almost identical. And Fujimoto's been doing this a lot recently with panels and pages where we get very similar ones. Um, and it's a great way just to show how time's flowing. It's another technique he used in Goodbye Eri to make it feel more like we're watching a movie that just happens to be in a manga. I think it's a really nice touch just to show the flow of time. So Denji just looking all happy, and then Denji looking all proud, but also what's his face? Octopus guy. I should have remembered his name. If I was editing this, I'd edit it in, but I'm probably not going to edit this. I'm going to have this be a rough first video because I don't care, because I'm doing it for fun. But yeah, anyway, Octopus Man comes in. He's like, "Hey Denji, long time no see." And I saw some people not actually sure if this was Octopus Man or if this was someone else, but no, it is Octopus Man. It's the same guy, one of the few survivors from Chainsaw Man Part 1. And he was really strong the brief period we saw him, but I forgot he existed. If it weren't for theorists and having read it multiple times, even reading multiple times, I forget he exists because his appearance is there brief. And I mean, I'm not the only one. Denji forgets about him. Denji even denies about the whole assassin stuff for some reason. Not sure if he forgot because of him eating control, like eating Makima or what. I don't know. Anyway, he wasn't going to agree to eat out, but he said. But as soon as he's sold that someone else is going to pay, he's keen, and he wants everything. He wants a whole damn cake just to himself. I love this boy. You could definitely tell he grew up in squalor. Like, he wants to treat himself or have other people treat him. He wants spoiled, and you know what? He deserves it. He deserves it after everything he's been through. I'm sorry if the frame rate's a bit knackered when I move too much. Anyway, he orders a lot of stuff. He orders spaghetti from, I think it's only a cafe, right? Yeah. And he finds out that Octopus Boy is working for an organisation. So this is a nasty organisation, whatever they are. They're also a very arrogant one. If they think they can stop Chainsaw Man from revealing his identity, this is the guy who beat the most powerful, like non-primal devil we've met yet. I don't know what makes him so confident. He's like, he even gets self-aware. It's not an evil organization like it's a manga. Obviously, it is. And we get further, and we get to see more of Denji like still learning how to read, which I think is a really nice touch. This is his first time in school after all, and he is actually trying to like learn. He's trying to learn how to pronounce caramel. He's trying to memorize this. So he is actually like actively trying to learn, and I think that's quite nice. I think that's some character development from him. I feel like Denji from part 1. I was going to say the first season. Denji from part 1. I don't know if I'd see him actively trying to learn something. Maybe I'm wrong. But he mostly just did whatever he wants. Whereas here, he's still mostly doing whatever he wants, but at least he's trying to remember something, even if it's for his own benefit, admittedly. So this guy, this actual chud, tries to threaten Denji, like, "Ha, you can't eat your food." But again, this man came from. This man's fine without utensils. He does what he wants. He wants to eat. Well, he will just eat. And again, it's another great page turn where it's just like Denji looks mad. He gives up. It looks like he's done that, but next turn, he's just scooping up the cake with his hands, and just Fujimoto's so good at these page turns. And again, like as a pacing thing here, after the dead starts eating it, we get a reaction shot, and then we get to see Octopus Guy just look like he's taking a breath to calm down. And Patreon, he's just trying to get it back on track, gain control, regain control of the conversation, gain composure, just back to the conversation. So trying to explain everything, and he's just like, "Why are you doing this?" And then this is where things get great. Denji's just like he wants people to find out. And the reason why is because he wants the ladies to be all over him. And then we get a great set of panels. Again, this is something that happened a lot in Goodbye Area, where it's just like the panels flow like this is like one movement over multiple panels. It's so good. That's he's thinking, and then page turn, final page. He's just like, huh? Just in silence. It's so good. And it's just Fujimoto's composition is just incredible. He's really good at just making these panels flow. I genuinely think like he is the best in the business at panel layouts since like Oda and Toriyama. Like it's actually ridiculous, but he does them in a different way. He uses them to communicate emotions and expressions really, really strongly. And I just think this is a great chapter. It shows all of Fujimoto's strengths as a character writer and a character artist. As an I was going to say an expressionist, but I think expressionism is a different kind of thing in art. But like someone who draws expressions and can convey them and emotions, and it's a very slow, quote unquote slow and quiet chapter. Chainsaw Man Part 1 had a few of these, but not often. Well, Chainsaw Man Part 2 so far has actually eased into it. There's not been as much high octane paced chapters apart from the first and the previous one. And I think that's for the best. It's another thing I think Fujimoto is just. It feels like Fujimoto's growing and evolving, and we're seeing it in real time. And I think a big part of it is those two one shots that he drew and wrote, and then there was the third as well that he was involved in, but he didn't draw, he just wrote. It feels like those were experiments. It felt like, and they're amazing bits of art in and of themselves. Again, one of them is my favourite manga of all time, even over One Piece, which I'm a vocal fan of. But it felt like those were experiments, and I really hoped he'd take some of the techniques he was playing about with in those, and he has, and it's great, and it's just a really funny chapter. It flows perfectly, and it's just great to see Denji back to normal. Denji back, and he's exactly as we remember him. He's maybe grown a little, he's changed a little, but he's still selfish. He's still a bit of an ass, to be honest. But that's how Denji would be wanting any other way. Fantastic chapter. Fujimoto does it again. I'll see you all. Hopefully some. Oh no, there's no One Piece. Okay, well I'll see you all in a couple of weeks for One Piece and more Chainsaw Man. Have a good one. Bye.